ahead on 12 News, from the air to the ground, the reason behind the unusual show of force in Golden Valley. Then, no senior slide here. Meet a student in Plymouth who isn't afraid to take on a new challenge. But first, it's the most common crime prosecuted in Hennepin County. Now, see the county's new attempt to tackle it. 12 News starts right now. Domestic abuse cases are among the most common ones charged by Hennepin County prosecutors.
The Hennepin County Attorney's Office charged 575 cases of domestic abuse in 2011 and 639 in 2010. Now, Hennepin County and an organization devoted to helping Minnesota immigrant population have teamed up to fight the problem. Delane Cleveland shows us how.
The date was September 13th, 2011. Hennepin County investigators were at the scene of a homicide at a Brooklyn Park apartment complex. It's where Prince Moore stabbed his wife 65 times inside their second-floor apartment. Last month, Moore was sentenced to life in prison for her death. It's just one of 479 cases of domestic violence Hennepin County prosecutors have had to deal with so far this year.
Tragically, too often we see the cases after they proceeded beyond mere hitting.
That was Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman in a video that premieres this Sunday on Twin Cities Public Television, which explores domestic violence.
No case of domestic violence is right.
Lillian McDonald works for the nonprofit ECHO.
Domestic abuse can happen in any relationship, home, or community.
ECHO teamed with Hennepin County to produce the 30-minute video.
We wanted folks to understand some symptoms of domestic violence. We wanted folks to understand the right and wrong in domestic violence situations, and then the resources to help folks get help.
She admits that's no easy task when it comes to non-English speakers.
El abuso doméstico.
So a key way to get that message across was to create similar videos in multiple languages for different ethnic populations.
When you're hearing from and seeing from experts from your own community who speak your language, that dialogue really leaves an impression and can make a stronger difference than just simply hearing it from a police officer.
The ultimate goal with these videos is to raise awareness in every ethnic community about domestic violence.
You deserve to be safe. There is help.
And teach people how to seek help.
We can make a difference, and we have to work together to make a difference. And that doesn't matter what culture you come from.
ECHO plans to distribute 500 free DVDs to various community and service provider organizations across the state. And Mike and Alex, the English and Spanish versions of the broadcast will premiere this Sunday on public television, but they're already available online. We have a link on our website at 12.tv.
All right, Delane, thank you very much. Brooklyn Center man is charged with burglarizing at least 2 homes this month in Maple Grove. According to Maple Grove police, there were several burglaries and attempted burglaries within walking distance of each other southeast of Eagle Lake. The criminal complaint says the suspect would go house to house looking for open garage doors and unlocked sliding glass doors. Lionel Timms admitted to 3 or 4 burglaries in Maple Grove. Minnetonka police also had been investigating Timms for burglary and using a stolen credit card.
Minnesota college students may be paying higher tuition next year. MnSCU officials say it's part of an effort to keep their schools competitive. While it's still early in the budget process, MnSCU is proposing to raise tuition by $145 for full-time community college students. The proposal also requests an additional $97 million from the state over the next 2 years. MnSCU also hopes to find another $97 million through private funding sources and improved efficiency. One board member tells us they have been concerned about being competitive in hiring quality professors.
In Golden Valley, a state patrol helicopter hovered from above while SWAT vehicles surveyed the ground. There was no actual crime, but local law enforcement was preparing for one. Wednesday night, the West Metro SWAT team, made up of Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, New Hope, and Crystal Police, held a training exercise. The nighttime exercise allows the SWAT team to practice using infrared gear to find suspects. But the training isn't just meant to solve crimes.
Obviously, if we had a lost child, an elderly person who was lost, this would be a great resource for us to be able to use with their infrared from the sky to locate somebody.
The West Metro SWAT team trains about once a month, and Commander Gove says his team is called into action about once or twice a year. For the New Hope Police Department, he was a valuable member of its team.
But now one of their police dogs is retiring due to serious illness. Jack, a 9-year-old German Shepherd seen here with his handler, Officer Todd Black, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer and recently had surgery to remove the tumor. Back in February of 2006, we caught up with Jack and Officer Black when the canine was brand new to the force. Since then, the dog has helped police catch numerous suspects. His illness is a big loss for the police department.
It is like a member of our family retiring because of a medical reason. It really is. And the officers know that it affects the handlers too.
In retirement, Jack will live with Officer Black. The police department still has one other canine, and eventually they would like to replace Jack. Coming up, a standout student in Plymouth who's not afraid to be the underdog.
You'll meet him coming up next. Then later in sports, Totino-Grace and Osseo battle for a conference title in football.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. It is just one more reminder that fall is giving way to winter.
The last outdoor farmers market in Maple Grove wraps up Thursday evening. The market will move indoors for November and December before wrapping up its 9th year. The popularity of Maple Grove's farmers market has grown every year. They now draw close to 3,000 visitors each week.
We're thrilled to still be able to offer wonderful seasonal produce as well as meats, eggs, cheese, bread, all the good stuff that they'll find outside, but just in a smaller venue inside.
The indoor market starts Thursday, November 1st, and we're told there will be plenty of cooler weather produce like cabbage, broccoli, squash, and carrots. This week's standout student has a habit of reinventing himself.
Instead of slacking off his senior year, Grayson St. Martin is taking on new challenges. Renee Bonneau tries to keep up with this teen's busy schedule.
Between the beats and the breaths, trumpeter Grayson St. Martin pulls off a challenging piece like the Phantom of the Opera. Not bad considering he was a percussionist until a few weeks ago.
This year, I started off doing percussion for about a week, and then I noticed that, well, there's 8 percussionists in the 25-people band, so it didn't really make sense to have that many percussionists, so I switched over to doing trumpet.
Grayson always seems willing to try something new. In sports, it's the same story.
Freshman year, I did basketball and golf. The next year, I did soccer, basketball, and baseball.
While most upperclassmen look forward to being experts on their sports team, Grayson went back to being the underdog, tackling football for the first time senior year.
I don't see it as a sacrifice. I see it as just another experience and having fun.
There's no shortage of that, whether he's touring local churches with the concert choir, getting into character for a school play, or leading a cheer at a volleyball game.
He's an excellent role model in the things that he does.
Teachers say his hunger for a challenge, coupled with his academic achievement, make him a natural leader.
He just has a positive influence on everything that, on every person that he interacts with.
I feel comfortable getting up and talking in front of people.
The longtime member of the mock trial team wants to pursue a law career.
He's not afraid to stand up for what's right. I think it'd be fantastic in law.
For now, Grayson is focused on being the best trumpet-playing, singing, acting, student multi-sport athlete he can be.
It's just an awesome experience here.
In Plymouth, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
And if you are keeping track at home, Grayson is also on the National Honor Society, and he's president of the Student Council. Woo!
Yeah, he's got a long title in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. Still ahead, a once-in-a-lifetime musical experience for students at Park Center High School.
But first in sports, action from 3 huge football games in the area as the regular season comes to an end. John Jacobson is in next. Oh, what a night for football last night. 2 championship games and then a third game where you had 2 teams that played in the state championship game last year.
Yeah,
How do you choose
pick a
where to
game.
go?
Right, I know. It was a tough night, a great night for a high school football fan. Had to be one of the biggest regular season nights of high school football for a long time here in the northwest suburbs. 3 key games in the area highlighted the regular season finales. Maple Grove visiting Champlin Park with the North Division title on the line in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Maple Grove wide receiver Jake Winicky gets behind the defense and hauls in Blake Skya's pass and takes it the rest of the way for an 82-yard strike. It's 7-0 Crimson after 1. Second quarter, the Rebels go with a reverse to Bryce Marquardt. He gains 26 yards to the Crimson 5. Is set up a Trevor Garrison touchdown. It's 7-6 after a missed point after. Maple Grove threatens right before halftime, but Dylan Saline nabs his second interception of the night for the Rebels. It's 7-6 Crimson at the half. A high punt snap costs Champlin Park in the third quarter as Jake Engelken recovers in the end zone for a Maple Grove touchdown. And Coach Matt Lombardi's team leads it 14-6. Champlin Park pulls within 17-12 on this close call. Marquardt battles the defender. It's ruled a touchdown catch for Marquardt and the Rebels. But Maple Grove holds on to win 17-12 to secure the third conference title in program history. And they believed it would happen this year.
Actually, yes, that's what we've been striving for. And everyone else was really surprised, but we kind of knew all along that it would really happen. So.
In the West Division of the Northwest Suburban Conference, Totino-Grace and Osseo played for the division title. The Orioles on their home turf for this showdown with unbeaten Grace. On Osseo's first possession, Garrison Gallard hits Bridge Tussler in stride. It's a 62-yard touchdown pass, 7-0 Orioles. Osseo's defense on point in the first half. Rakeem Felder breaks through for the sack. The Eagles would be forced to punt. Grace finally gets to the end zone late in the second quarter on the 4-yard run by Kez Flomo. It's 7-all at halftime. The Eagles bring some defense of their own in the third quarter. Jared Schmidt sacks Gallard, forcing the fumble, a scramble for the ball. Osseo recovers, but they would later punt. In the fourth quarter, TG puts together a drive in which they convert twice on fourth down. A.J. LaPanta hits Mason Kalazewski on the 20-yard play-action pass. Eagles go ahead 14-7. Last chance for Osseo. 4.7 seconds left. Ball in midfield, but Gallard's pass is intercepted by Carlton Jam. Totino-Grace wins the West Division of the Northwest Suburban Conference with a 14-7 victory.
Osseo is a great team, undefeated on the field. They're great athletes, great competitors, but so are we. We all season we've been trying to compete. You know, all season we're trying to get better every game as a team and sell it all out for our teammates every single game.
Wayzata and Eden Prairie each suffered losses to Edina in recent weeks. The 2011 Prep Bowl finalists met in the regular season finale. This one at Eden Prairie, where the Eagles were looking to avoid back-to-back home losses. Both teams playing tough defense. Eden Prairie's Ryan Connolly sacked by Danielle Davis, forcing an Eagles turnover on downs. The Eagles defense comes up big too. Reed Pedersen tackled for a loss by Jack Cottrell, stalling a Wayzata drive. It's scoreless in the second quarter. Until this play coming up. With 1:07 to go in the half, Jeff Borkart scores on a 5-yard run. The Trojans lead the Eagles 7-0 at the half. Huge play in the third quarter when Wayzata's number 24, Chris Pearson, gets in for the blocked punt. It bounces right to Drew Greeley, who scores a touchdown for the Trojans and puts them ahead 14-0. Later in the quarter, the Eagles come up with a big goal line stand. John Reynolds stops Borchard just short of the end zone on fourth down. However, that actually helps lead to Wayzata's next points. Connolly back to pass under a big rush and throws the ball away into the Wayzata bench. And that's intentional grounding, and because it happened in the end zone, it's a safety for Wayzata, and they go up 16-0. Last chance for the Eagles to get something going, but the fourth down pass by Grant Schaefer falls incomplete. Wayzata pins a shutout on Eden Prairie, 16-0 Trojans, the final.
It feels great. I mean, words can't explain it. Defense has been rolling this year. We've been shutting some teams out, but our goal was to come here and beat them on their home field. And to put that 0 up on the scoreboard feels even better.
And section playoffs coming up next week. We'll have more on that in the coming days here on 12 Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Now to local vote 2012 and two candidates running for the at-large seat on the Plymouth City Council.
Jim Willis was Plymouth City Manager before he was elected to the City Council. His opponent, Dan Waltenberg, is a 27-year-old lifetime resident of the city.
Since 2005, I've been privileged to serve as your at-large City Council member. The Plymouth City Council has demonstrated that by working together, we serve your interests effectively. Since 2008, we have not raised the city property tax levy, and serious crime is down 25%. I am seeking re-election because Plymouth is headed in the right direction. As your council member, I will work diligently to provide prudent management of taxpayer resources, unparalleled public safety services, and policies that are concerned about Plymouth today and tomorrow. I've been endorsed by Mayor Slavic and many other community members. I am honored to represent you, and I ask for your vote on November the 6th for Plymouth City Council at large. Thank you.
I am Dan Waltenberg, and I have lived in Plymouth my entire life. I am running for Plymouth City Council because the city government needs new energy if Plymouth wants to continue to be a great place to live. I want to go through the budget with a fine-tooth comb to eliminate any unnecessary spending. I don't think we need to raise the levy by 1.94% this coming year on a current $30 million budget. I want to make it easier for people to start new small businesses in Plymouth or relocate their businesses to Plymouth. I want to bring a new voice to this table so that each decision is properly vetted. By focusing on reducing unnecessary spending, we can improve the quality of our lakes, our playfields, our outdoor hockey rinks, and our playgrounds. Please vote for Dan Waltenberg on November 6th.
And up next, we have some music trivia for you. Who is a musician nominated in more Grammy categories than anyone else?
Well, here's a hint. He was at Park Center today. We'll be right back. Well, finally, he has been nominated for Grammy Awards in more categories than any other musician.
Yeah, that is banjo player Béla Fleck, who shared his talents today with students at Park Center High School. Fleck's in town for a performance at the Dakota Jazz Club. Fleck started playing banjo when he was 15 years old. At the time, he was inspired by the theme song from the Beverly Hillbillies. He went on, though, to become a musician who many regard as the world's best banjo player. His banjo playing spans multiple genres, from bluegrass to jazz to even classical music. And we had quite a few people around here excited. He opened for the Dave Matthews Band, apparently. So
yeah, that's neat.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. We've got more coming up, and we leave you with more from Béla Fleck. Enjoy, everyone.